Hi everybody, it's me, the Lone Waffle. Today in Kerbal Space Program, we're recreating that picture you just saw. The Falcon 9, Demo-2, crewed Dragon ascent to the ISS, which was scrapped for me yesterday, for you guys Friday, due to bad weather, and is rescheduled for Saturday the 30th of May. See our little Kerbal using the catwalk, getting onto the Dragon module. Rubber seal is extending. The catwalk is flopping all over the place. Kerbal Space Program doesn't have the most accurate of physics when it comes to welds. This isn't the actual launch I'm showing you right now. It is the launch escape system built into their pod. Those 8 engines fire at a high rate of speed, high enough to get it away from a fully active thruster on the Falcon 9. The 3 chutes deploy, get rid of that to save us a little extra weight. And that works. Now I am going to turn on these unbraking cheats, because if you see in a moment, once we fire those engines at the bottom, it would have destroyed the platform and sent the main tower all kinds of crazy. But here we are, launching. It's always a beautiful day in Kerbal Space Program. No need to worry about the weather. A crazy thought overtook me. I live almost 8 hours away from Kennedy Space Center, and I thought this might be a blessing. I could go down and watch it. I can just take the weekend off and go look. But all the tickets were sold out. Darn it. Which would have meant that I would have watched it from a field miles and miles away, and it would have been a tiny speck in the sky. But I will be in attendance at the live stream. So here we are ascending. Interesting fact about this mission and why it's so important. Not only is it the first crewed SpaceX mission, crewed as in C-R-E-W-E-D, but it is the first all-American built, all-American piloted mission in almost a decade, which is kind of significant when you think about it. Look at that beautiful plume. I love that Merlin engine effect. So we ditched that stage, but we're gonna switch to it in just a few seconds once we get our crew in a stable orbit, or nearing one anyway. Now we can recover that booster, and if you can see, we're a little higher than when we deployed it. That's because I can't land this in water. You can see me activating a reserve fuel tank so that we have enough to land. I can't land this thing in water because I can't build a barge that would support its weight. So I'll just go ahead and land on the land. You also might notice a lack of grid fins, even though I clearly have the parts pack for those landing legs. They were just bulky looking, not at all elegant. And these air brakes have pitch and yaw control. I've never been one for suicide burns, and there aren't any parachutes on the real life mission or this mission, so it's gonna be tight. Deploy those legs, slowly burn, because I really don't want to just chuck this thing into the ground. Easy does it. Just pretend there's a barge there. And slipping. Well, it was a little wonky, but it was a landing. You can turn off that stage, recover it, and join our crew as they circularize with a quick burn. Now after the circularization, we can ditch the Merlin stage and do a bunch of tiny burns. Now these burns will take place in real life over about a day, and after that day has passed, they will be intersecting with the ISS. Beautiful shot of Earth turning past. Now, on the Dragon module, there are way more windows than on this module that I'm using, so the crew is not going to be lacking for a good view of what's going on outside of them. Everything about this mission is beautiful. The real life one, but this one right here as well, as we go into a sunset. Their suits are gorgeous, the real life mission anyway. Even the ramp to get onto this mission looks like they're just getting on a flight. Now this is a miniature ISS I built, and I'm using this kind of docking arm, which they would have used to guide the crew module into the bigger docking arm. I connect it And then you can see those joints start to jellify, get all funky, which will not do because this might shake the station apart. I fast forwarded it. That didn't work on helping the physics, so I undocked the mini arm and just went in for a traditional manual docking. Now, the reason this isn't a full ISS, and it's a mini one that I built, is because there are full ISS models out there on the forums, but every single one that I tried was unbearably laggy and wouldn't have been fun to look at all. You can see that little block underneath on the side of that cylinder that the arm is going towards. That's the little science area that I'll store everything in, and they do have an arm to kind of do all their research with. Beautiful view from the cupola. And now our crew stays aboard assisting scientists with their research for about 60 to 119 days in space. So the latest they could be coming back is around September of this year. Spending our days in space, but all good things must come to an end. We refill the Dragon module with our crew and begin our descent maneuvers. We can go ahead and close that up. The real mission will land in water with a splashdown, but I wanted to get it a little closer to the KSC, you know, so the "Of Course I Still Love You" barges would be able to come out and recover them quite easily. So I'm turning off those cheats because we no longer need them. Playing at 120 re-entry heating really isn't that punishing at all. The 3 chutes are deploying as we go through the thinnest and then the thickest parts and deploy. And everybody's home safe. And that means that is the end of this video, and that is the beginning for a whole slew of crewed missions done by SpaceX in the near future. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Toodles.